Welcome to episode 11. My name is Brendan.
Hey, I'm still Jay, and with us today we have 3 guests and Brendan's pops.
Live audience again.
I'll introduce them.
Introduce him.
We'll start with Jared. He is... I forgot your Instagram name. Go ahead. Tell me what your Instagram name thing is.
My Instagram name is JD with an underscore. And it's SCHU. It's confusing as hell.
Yeah, not SHOE.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So what you had for the week to try on to kind of mess around with and play and actually use was the Zenea...
The Eula diver.
The Eula diver, right?
Yeah.
With a Meteorite dial.
Mm-hmm.
Which I actually really like the Meteorite dial, but we'll get into that some other time. And then we also have our second guest, which is Michael. He has which one did you have? You had the RZE.
Yes, I had on the box it says the Fortitude.
Yeah, the RZ
gray.
Yeah, the RZE Fortitude, which is a full titanium watch with kind of design inspirations that have been pulled from multiple facets. It's pretty cool. I like it. I like that it's super light. You can wear it and forget it. And then we have Justin, who had the Formex. What's that called?
So I got the Formex Reef.
Reef.
Yeah,
That's right.
It's their dive model.
Yeah, the Formex Reef, which they sent with multiple bezels for us to play with because they were like, oh, these people are like, people probably use fidget spinners.
Wow, I didn't know we got multiple bezels on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was multiple bezels and then a rubber strap as well.
Yeah. We're covering these 3 watches, which is going to close off our Microbrand episode because we had to split into 2 parts because we had too many. First, I want to thank the 4 brands that came on and let us kind of play with their watches. So Zenea, Formex, RZE, and there's 3 today, huh? Yeah. For letting us play with your watches and kind of messing around with them. So we're gonna do this same situation as a last one, kind of a round table, and kind of just talk about the watch, man.
Yeah.
Like the nitty gritty shit.
The nitty gritty. Don't hold your punches, guys. Just
hold it if it's a little too much.
If it's a little too much.
Just joking. We're not shilling, but we can be bought
for the right price.
For the right price.
Throw a few commas in there, and then we.
Not really. It's probably like
$50.
$50. All right, so I guess we can start with Jared and his experience with the Zenea watch, the Eula diver.
Yeah, so...
Come closer to the mic, bro.
All right, yeah, I'll just lean right in on this mic.
It doesn't bite.
Right.
Brendan does.
I do, though.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, Jay, I picked up this Zenea from you, about 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
I've worn it every day since. I've worn it while I was out in the shop fixing up an old wheelbarrow. I've worn it while I was out in the yard pickaxing clay to plant some trees. Because, I'm the sort of person that I believe that a sport watch should be worn. And, if it can't handle it, then it can't handle it.
Dude, Jared making himself sound like a man's man.
Yeah. I really have to try, But no, I mean, the Eula diver handled it just fine. This is a solid watch. It's one of the first things that I noticed when I opened it up after you gave it to me is that it's got some heft to it. Mm-hmm. It's a good size. The bracelet feels substantial. It's a diver, but it doesn't have a fold-over clasp. But I never had any issues with it feeling insecure. So all in all, I mean, first impressions were super positive on this. Mm-hmm. And
does it have a micro adjust?
Okay, so yeah, this is one of the things I was about to get into. The bracelet on this, the clasp, is phenomenal because it has, quick release buttons to flip it open. And then it has this little, they're almost like wing blade buttons that you can pull down to micro adjust the clasp.
Just like the Doxa's clasp.
Yeah, I haven't had Doxa.
Doxa has that?
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Dang, so Doxa took it from Zenea.
Or
Man, they're just ripping them off. Doc's about to get sued. Shoot. But I love a good no tool micro adjust on a bracelet, and that's phenomenal. It's really good that they have that too, because one of the things that I don't love about this watch is that the bracelet itself is a huge pain in the butt to size.
Oh yeah.
Is
it pins and collars?
So no, it's not pins and collars. So it's the second worst type of bracelet. It's got screws on both sides of the pin. So you need two screwdrivers to hold it on both sides while you unscrew it.
while you like jank the bracelet, it's gonna
Exactly,
slip.
yeah. And like they're so small screwdrivers that it's just it's a
hard.
whole
I
thing.
get the whole thing too because it's like secured. I guess it's really secured that way. But
Man, I guess.
but I'm not a fan of the two screw system.
Yeah, I mean it took me probably 15 minutes to get this sized exactly how I wanted with exactly the right number of links, and I mean
actually
I've
pretty
probably
fast.
sized like 100 watches.
Do they provide half links?
I don't see any half links, but you know at the same time I don't know if you really need them
half
with
links. I
the,
think I
with the
need
micro
with the
adjust.
micro adjust.
Yeah, there's like a 3-hole tooled micro adjust here as well, and I tried to use that, and the bracelet wasn't quite sitting right in it for me, so that could have been operator error, or it might just be that they're not all usable. Not quite sure. But all in all, I mean, I got it to a point where I was able to size it. It felt good. It was comfortable on the wrist the whole time that I was wearing it.
Did you wear it in the shower,
I didn't wear it in the shower.
even though it's rated for the dive?
I can go take a shower right now if you want. Can we hit pause on this?
we have a
you got a
hose
shower
outside.
I can use?
One of the speaking, have Jared take a bath.
I mean, like, I've washed my hands in it because I had sawdust all
It's
over
like a
it.
Speedmaster. It's good.
Yeah, it's got at least like 5 meters of depth rating, right?
So one thing that I did notice with all of the micro brands that I had come in was that Zenea had the most baller, I guess, unboxing experience.
Oh, yeah.
Like their box is actually better than fucking Rolex.
It's an incredible box. It looks like
What
it's
is that
made.
medallion thing on top?
It's a huge, like, metal logoed medallion for Zenea. It's got, like, really nice hinges. It looks like you should be unboxing some museum treasure
Yeah.
when you open this thing up. So, I mean, Zenea is 100% playing to their target market of, like, this is a premium experience for a premium watch.
The experience on it.
What's the logo on the top?
The logo is, I have the brand sheet from Jason from Zenea, and I could read it off if I had my phone in my hand. But it's like 2 fish or dragonfish.
Oh, okay.
It's definitely not seahorses. Yeah, but it's something really cool. It was funny when I first started this process. I posted on my Instagram like, "Hey, I'm hanging out with the Eula diver. I know nothing about this brand or this company." And Jason from the brand reached out to me and he was like,
Oh.
hey, I have a spec sheet if you want to like know what the fuck you're talking about." I was like, oh, he didn't say it like that.
That's actually really cool.
That he
It was
reached out
great.
to
That he
you,
reached
yeah.
out to.
Yeah,
you.
well, I mean, he's fantastic. So I intentionally went into this knowing nothing about it because I've seen and worn a ton of watches, and I wanted to just get the experience of the watch without thinking about like, oh, this is the specs, so how does it compare to this other stuff? And for
Going into it blind.
totally
Yeah.
blind, yeah. And it led to some kind of interesting results. So when I wore this for a few days, I would have guessed that it was like 38 or 39 millimeters based on how it wore. It's 41.
Really?
Yeah. So, and it's still to this day, it wears smaller to me than like the Rolex GMT2 that I normally wear. And when I hold it up next to the Monta Noble, which is a 38.5 millimeter watch, you can't tell that it's like 3 millimeters bigger. And I mean, I'm a bit of a picky bitch, so I can normally tell when something's 1 millimeter bigger.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was something that I commented to Jason about, and he said, yeah, we really tried to make the case compact and solid.
They nailed it then. Because if
yeah.
a watch feels it's sitting to me, the perfect watch is 38, 39 or like it should feel that way.
And to those of us who are man-sized, it's like that 40 to 41 range.
That's right.
And, this still feels pretty
That's some
solid.
fucking shade. What the
Yeah.
Where the fuck did
He
that
like
come
swept
from?
that under the rug too. It's like, yeah.
It just kept on going.
He just kept it going right afterwards.
But that's really cool.
So-
Can I see it actually?
Yeah, what is the dial? Because it kind of looks like a meteorite.
Yeah, so we haven't talked at all about the actual visualization of the watch. It's a Meteorite dial with a blue bezel. This is their like time and space edition of the Eula Diver. And it's a pretty cool design. There's a couple of little Easter eggs hidden in it.
Really?
The red of the seconds hand is the same red as the Canadian flag. They're a Canadian brand.
Oh,
So they
That's
hide
cool,
that
eh?
in there. Every watch
cool,
comes
eh?
with a bottle of maple syrup and a 5-minute fighting major just in the box. So yeah, it's a neat design. I have a couple of small
the brick is nice.
with the overall design on this model in particular. So I looked on their website after he sent me the spec sheet. And this model in particular has kind of like a blued hour and minute hand that the rest of the models don't. And so when you have that blued minutes and hours hand and the silvered indices and the meteorite dial and the red seconds hand
kind of a lot
and
of
the blue
colors.
bezel,
It's a lot going on.
it's a lot going on. And so my first instinct was maybe they're trying to pack just a little bit too much into this watch. But I looked at all of the other designs on their website and like I would wear any of them. And this one's still good, but like the rest of them just look a lot more cohesive. So overall, I love what they're
You know
doing.
what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the Rolex Yachtmaster.
No kidding.
The one
Okay.
with the red seconds hand with the blue text.
Okay. Yeah.
Or
I could see that.
dude, the only thing, so like what you're saying, one thing I would like from this is to like if it didn't have a date.
I'm a sucker for
You're
a
a sucker
date.
for a date?
I do wish that they had framed the date window so that it looked finished. And that might be a controversial opinion too.
No, I agree with that one. I'm just
And what's the
I'm tired of
what's the
dates.
price point?
The price point on this particular watch is just over $1,000. I think it's like 1085 or 1095, maybe 1050. So it's playing in this sort of premium microbrand range, similar
On the higher
to
end.
the Manta.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great space for them. I think there's a lot of room in that area of the
work in,
market
yeah.
for a brand to come in and do something that's cool and innovative.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that I would classify any of Manta's designs, for example,
I don't
as
think
like
Manta is even considered a microbrand anymore. It's
Oh,
like
yeah,
something that
fair
I've
enough.
said before is like I think Manta's kind of a little too big for being somewhat considered like a micro. Like I've said it before, but like to me a micro is like something like a small group, not a major manufacturer.
Yeah. So in that
That's
case, there's a lot more space.
Yeah.
Because there's not really that many other brands
Yeah.
operating in that price range.
Dude, I think this Eula Diver with like a gray or like a silver bezel would look so sick. Right?
They've got
can
some
see that.
other colors.
Go ahead. Agreed.
I agree 100%. I want to say also that a lot of microbrands will cheap out in the clasp, and
They
they
did
definitely
not.
did not.
Yeah.
Oh no, that
This
clasp
clasp
is the jewel of
Yeah,
this watch.
This thing is pretty.
They did a
premium feeling.
fantastic job with it.
I'm actually really impressed by it.
So I didn't get to play with the watch at all. So like this is me seeing it for the first time. Initial impression is pretty good.
Yeah.
I just
It's
don't
a-
like the date.
It's a phenomenal watch. They have an orange version that
Oh,
reminds
Local
me
Orange,
of like the Mango Zenith El Primero.
Oh,
And it's only $839, and I'm like, because I'm a sucker for that mango colored dial.
I do like the case back. It's like a dragon koi fish, right?
Yeah, it's like a koi fish, dragonfish.
I feel like I got to get it from the
was
brand
like,
sheet
what it
now.
was.
I agree.
I
with
got
you.
it on the brand sheet. Let me grab this real quick. Jason's gonna be like, "Why did I send this guy this?"
Hey, thank you, Jason.
It's a custom art case back with two heraldic dolphins swimming in a concentric circle to represent the continuity and never-ending nature of time. That's way cooler than like some dragonfish thing that I said
Yeah.
earlier.
That's like eternal love. Dolphins are like a symbol of love, aren't they?
but they also rape.
What?
Yeah. You
I
guys not
mean,
know that?
technically speaking,
Someone,
yes,
someone
Let's
tell
roll
me
that back.
that they know that dolphins do that.
they do. That's a
I've heard that
fact.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right, but yeah, the Zenea. So what do you think?
Zenea.
Like just
Overall,
Overall.
I love what Jason's doing. I think it's a great watch for the brand, and I think he's got a great eye for filling a space in the market that doesn't have a ton of competition. So, this watch I think is like an 8.5 out of 10, and I'd be really excited to see what he does over the next couple of years to keep iterating
Yeah.
on what he's got.
I agree. I'm super excited for the brand. I hope that they do something more special. Like, so this is special. Like the Meteorite dial, it's pretty dope. Like honestly, and there's only a handful of brands that are actually working with the whole Meteorite scheme. I hope to see more from Jason, man. But hey, Zenea's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm
like
seeing it on Brendan's wrist right now, and I actually really like how it looks from that angle. Like even better than I liked how it looked on my wrist for
Yeah.
2 weeks.
It's a bit tall, but the way that the lugs are, it's like it's shaped to wrap around your wrist, which is like it's a very natural curve. Like
It's like
It
a
was
dolphin.
really comfortable.
it's like a dolphin.
Just curled around your wrist like a dolphin would.
Eternal love.
My goodness.
But that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Jared.
Thanks for buying me this watch, Jay. It's really cool.
Full box
Full
papers
box.
on sale.
Yeah. But yeah, so we have Michael to follow that up. He had something that isn't quite as hefty as that because one, it's made out of titanium.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. So before quick, because I don't think I introduced or like I told folks. Oh wait, no, you did. You told them you would work as a hobby. Yeah. So that's a cool thing. Another cool thing about Michael is he's my shoe dealer.
Oh.
Is he responsible for the Crocs you're wearing right now?
No, he got me better Crocs for the record that were not transparent where you could see my fucking toes. He got me Crocs that are from Adidas. It's like, the Adidas Superstar? He got me those but in Croc form.
It's like a
Okay.
giant shell toe.
Yeah. It's a giant
It is
shell
a
toe.
shell.
It's pretty badass.
Shell
So
Croc.
that's a cool thing about Michael. He works in shoes. If you want shoes, he can probably hook you up pretty good.
What's the IG?
Go ahead.
The IG is
so long.
Archangel Hype.
Archangel Hype. Okay.
Yes. And everything from shoes, clothing, accessories,
Watches.
He's talking about like fear of God, like type shit. Like I'm
Yeah.
too
like that streetwear, Supreme,
yeah.
Babe, Fear of God stuff.
I'm too poor to wear fear of God. Like seeing it, dude, it's like $70 t-shirts.
No, but the quality, bro.
I don't give a shit. You're telling me that they beat the Hanes 5-pack for $20
No, we had a 3-pack Fear of God set.
for what, 300?
For 100. So I mean,
100?
that's only 33 bucks a
bucks a
shirt.
piece.
Okay.
It's not
Oh,
too bad.
You got a
Bro,
promo
don't say
code
only,
for,
bro.
You got a promo code for us that we can give out?
Yeah.
Free shipping.
Watch
Always free
Cringe.
shipping.
Watch Cringe
To
69.
it adds $5 to your order.
Adds $5.
All right, so Michael had the RZE Fortitude, right?
Yes, is the Fortitude.
And I guess I'll have him talk about it. What go ahead, man.
Yeah, so I guess I'll start it off kind of from an unboxing standpoint. So if I were to, because obviously I got this from Jay, it wasn't the genuine opening the mailbox and checking it out first. So coming from that perspective, you get this little cardboard box. There's an outer sleeve. It's just very simple, says hashtag assembled for adventure. So I'm thinking, okay, this is obviously kind of a sportsy kind of watch that's I'm hoping built to be rugged for whatever adventure may be, depending on each person's lifestyle. Mine is not very outdoorsy. Yeah, I'm still fairly active, so I wanted this to be able to hold up to just your more Austin city living, everyday
I really
adventures.
like that case.
Yeah, so
The case is cool as
Swanky,
fuck.
dude.
opening the box now, I do wish, I mean, for this is a $600 watch on their website, so I can't ask for too much. It's not like that crazy
Unbox experience.
dolphin
for Zenea, but I mean it's nice. It's
Canadian
whatever.
dolphins.
The case, it comes in a flat case, so it's not like it's in a square box or anything. The watch came with one of the pins out so it could lay flat. And the outer part of the case is all right. It kind of reminds me of a pencil case that you would get for like middle school. I mean, if I'm being honest, the outer material, I mean, y'all can feel it. It doesn't exude like premium or luxury to me, but it does feel kind of rugged, which
is what
they're
they
going
actually
for.
said. They weren't saying
Yeah, and then the inside, going back to the idea of like field case, it has kind of like that military green color, which kind of goes back to what they're going for as branding. It's a nice suede case, comes with a little tool for getting the links out. And with this brand, it came with a little keychain. It's the red remove before flight tags.
I have one of those on my motorcycle keys.
And it goes back to their branding. I was looking on their...
Doesn't it say like what the model is?
Yeah,
on
the back too. So it has like the model name here. It says like the Fortitude serial number.
Is that the
Is that the warranty? Yeah.
That's the warranty.
Yeah, it even has like the
So you just
manufacturer
carry it around
date.
in your pocket all the
Dude,
time.
isn't that shit so badass?
So you know exactly like when this watch was made as well.
I mean, I'll say this: I've never seen a useful warranty card, so that's about as close as it gets. That's pretty cool.
I mean, imagine you just put this on your key, so you always have it. You don't lose it. It's not like a simple card where you put it in the closet. And it's like, where did I put this warranty
That's
card?
right. And it doesn't make you look autistic because it's straight up just like a cool keychain.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have like
pretty
anything
cool.
that says that it's a watch
Yeah.
or like it's from a watch thing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
it just seems like a nice, keychain accessory. And then they did their regular, got a sticker, a little microfiber cloth. So overall, it's nice that they included all those. I really appreciate little things that brands do. So that's the packaging. So getting into the watch now.
The meat and potatoes.
There we go.
So when I first saw the dial, so my very first impressions with this watch is that this dial was really nice. I really appreciate something that's different, textured, or something that's just kind of stands out compared to different watch dials that you typically see. And this one kind of has, I believe the brand on the website was saying it's like a sand texture dial. So looking at it kind of reminds me almost of like a moon surface. It kind of has like divots, like texture where it has like a 3D effect. And what I was telling Jay before this Microbrand project started was I would really prefer a watch with a date on the dial. I know Jay hates dates, but for me, I actually use it all the time, like multiple times a day. I'm always
They
signing
just keep
things.
forgetting what the date
I
is.
do. Honestly, like sometimes I'll think I'll remember the date and I'll try to keep that in my mind, and then later on in the day, I forget it.
I'm the same exact way.
So I always
Same,
need to look
yeah.
down and see, because I don't want to like sign the wrong date on something or input the wrong date. So Jay got me a watch with a date window, which is great, and I'm very thankful. But when I see it, this date window, if you see it, it is so small, and the actual text for it is even smaller. And I'm glad the date window matches with the dial, so it aesthetically looks nice, but it makes it camouflage even more, and then the fact that it's small. So like honestly, I could never see what the date actually read on my wrist. It's something like I would need to bring the watch up maybe just inches from my face to actually see the numbers, because it's very small, but it's there, and I was able to use it, so that's really nice. Going into the materials, as Jay was saying, it's an all titanium watch, so titanium case, titanium bracelet, which at first for me, I hadn't really dealt with titanium watches too often, so I was a little taken aback by the weight of it. For me, I've always kind of associated a nice hefty watch kind of with quality, right? You feel like a good solid stainless steel case, stainless steel bracelet, and you feel that weight. So when I felt this
like a switch up,
yeah,
right?
this one just was so light. In my head, it was weird to attribute build quality with it feeling so light, because there's so many cheap, like the tuna can feeling watches that are just like poorly made and they're cheap, and that's why they're light.
It's not about vintage Rolex
Yeah, those fold over links were awful.
with the Coca-Cola can clasps.
Yeah.
Just stretched out to hell.
But with this one, I could actually feel the build quality, and the titanium actually served very well in being extremely scratch resistant. And I think
Really?
they put I noticed on their website they put some type of like scratch resistant coating on the titanium. And one big downfall with stainless steel, I love stainless steel bracelets, but the instant like I'm doing anything just remote to not staying still, there's scratches on it. And this one I wore this for a week straight. And I even did a trade show wearing this watch. So there was a lot of moving and lifting heavy boxes and running around and all that stuff. So a lot of things were rubbing against it that entire day. And throughout the entire week, including that show, like I really don't see any scratches anywhere on the clasp or the bracelet or the case. So that's very impressive for me that they were able to achieve that.
Titanium usually scratches
Scratches
so much more
super
easily than
easy.
stainless. I mean, you look like a Pelly or something like that, and it looks like it's been sandpapered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you fucking look at it. It's scratched.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So that didn't scratch?
No,
Actually
look
works.
at it.
That's incredible.
That's
I don't see any
nuts.
scratches on it. So whatever coating that they put
Use it
over
for your car.
is like was really good. And then I guess going into it as a daily wear, I mean, obviously it keeps great time. It's an NH35, and
Hey,
I mean
That's us.
All reliable.
yeah,
That's us.
it's a
all
reliable
reliable.
movement. You're not
Cheap,
going to
but
get
will work.
anything. I didn't see necessarily how long the what's the term? The power reserve, yeah. Power reserve
Yeah, 'cause
was
you never
'cause-
took it off.
Yeah, I never took it off. But obviously, I mean, it I take it off when I go to bed and I pick it up, it's still fine, which is to be expected. One nice little feature of it was it has a screw down crown. On the dial, it's only rated. It says here 100-meter water resistance.
Only.
But with how this feels though, I genuinely forgot that it was 100, and I thought it was like a 300-meter water resistant watch. The screw down crown feels incredible. Like it feels very tight, very secure. So in testing this watch, like for the first time, I pulled the J, and
You
I
probably
wore
fucking
this.
forgot.
I wore this in the
So
shower.
light.
I put it right underneath the faucet. Like I was letting water like splash all over it, not
That's
just
how you
like
clean your watches,
submerging
by
it.
the way, folks.
And
Fastest way to do it.
yeah, that is true. I mean, it came out squeaky clean afterwards, and it held up fine. I didn't notice any. Sometimes you'll see like condensation underneath the dial,
You
or
should never.
that would
see
be
that.
Yeah,
by the
that'd be
way.
great.
That would be bad.
If you ever see that,
That's the problem. But with this, yeah, no issues at all. And it has a cool little feature. So if the crown isn't screwed in all the way, there's like a red coloring or like red tape around the threads almost. The crown tube, yes. So it's kind of like a visual indicator, like, hey, it's not screwed in all the way. So as long as you're not seeing that red,
I do
Then you're
like
safe.
that. That like the.
It's a nice
okay,
little touch.
It is.
check the shit. It's not locked in all the way, and you're like because at quick glance you'll see it. Like it's a super noticeable thing.
yeah. The dial's super simple. I like the almost like stick indices. The super luminova.
I was gonna ask about
was
the
pretty
lume.
nice.
It is?
It's not. I didn't notice it as strong. So usually, with just in reference to other watches that I've kind of dealt with as far as their lume. So surprisingly, my Breitling Colt and my Tag Aqua Racer, those have like super strong lume. They don't even need charge if I'm just like outside for a little bit and I go inside, like I see them glowing right away. This one isn't near to that level. However, it was still enough to where just daily activities being out and going inside, if it's a more dimly lit room, then I'll start seeing it glow. It wasn't anything too crazy, but it definitely wasn't weak. So that's good. And the lume was fully on all the hands and all this the indices, so it was very easy to kind of read it at night. So
What do you think of the bezel? It's kind of a different.
Yeah.
the bezel,
Take on it, right?
I know
Oris
you,
does.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know
Oris-
you mentioned that, and I wasn't too familiar with it, but the bezel was an interesting look for me. I haven't kind of dealt with a watch that has a similar style bezel to it. I was kind of indifferent personally. I mean, I wasn't in love with it, but I didn't hate it. A lot of watches that I typically have in my collection that I wear have a timing bezel, and I actually use that a lot if I'm like cooking or I just need to time something. I'll do that. So for me, I know it's not like a dive watch or anything, so it's not supposed to have a timing bezel. But overall, it was a nice textured look to it that kind of gave it some dimension. It's not just like a flat, smooth bezel or anything. So that was really nice. But overall, I would say the key takeaways is their whole assembled for adventure. This is supposed to be like a rugged watch. Really was executed well. So I think if I were to get more quote adventurous with it, if I actually did some like chopping wood or going out getting like rock or like mountain climbing, actual adventure stuff other than just being a city dweller, I think this would hold up really well. And I'm very surprised at the build quality despite it being really light, and feels really good on the wrist. So
That's good.
that's my overall take.
Hey, that was actually
Yeah.
That was like a fucking YouTube review.
Wow. I feel
That's
like
very
this whole
thorough.
round is
Yeah.
almost better than the last round.
Is it because Saul was on the last
Yeah,
one?
because Saul was on the last one.
Yeah, the bar for Saul, bro, is on the floor. Oh man, but
Thanks, Michael.
Yeah.
that was
Did y'all have any? I don't know if y'all have any questions, specific questions of.
well, actually, my original question was gonna be regarding how the fuck you didn't scratch it, not knowing that they put
Yeah, that shield.
it's like
Yeah, let
it must
me-
be like the Seiko Dia
The
shield
Dia shield.
because dude,
It's
that's
crazy that it
insane.
didn't scratch.
Not
It's
one
insane.
scratch.
Yeah, it says on. So I'm looking on their website. It has ultra hex coating, up to approximately 1200 HV hardness. I don't know what that
That
means.
sounds technical
That
as
sounds
shit.
really
Like,
hard.
holy crap.
That's how you know it's
But
good.
I mean,
When you
It's
throw
all random numbers and
Using
over
words you don't know.
1,000, that seems pretty good. And ultra is in
1,000.
all caps on the
four
website.
digits.
So
So I guess when it does scratch, and eventually I think it will scratch, right? Like,
Just cuts it
Who
in half.
knows?
yeah,
Like
It's
the,
done for.
Like the coating wears
it's like
off.
you can't polish it because now that
the coating,
coating is there,
off.
so it kind of complicates the.
Well, I don't know, dude. Maybe they're just banking on the whole thing not ever getting scratched. That's I almost want to put a rock on it.
Yeah, I want.
Let's go get some
Yeah,
rocks.
I kinda wanna
Scratch
touch-
that right
because hearing so that scratch resistant reminds me of another micro brand that I want to try out. Traska watches. And apparently their cases, like they have a coating that I've seen videos where people are like literally keying the bracelet in the case, and it's just not scratching at all.
Really?
So I have not keyed or
You haven't done a key check
I haven't
on
done
that?
any torture tests on it, but for everyday use, it held up very well.
That's surprising.
I'm seeing what you mean about this date window.
The date window is illegible.
So there's there's a 24-hour scale baked into this dial, and the date number is sort of the same size as that 24-hour scale. And it works. There's not a ton of contrast between the white text and that
And the gray, yeah.
wheel. But, design-wise, it fits with the size of the other text.
So on the case back, I just noticed this. It says 67 out of 500. So I don't know if this is limited to only 500. I went
That's usually what that means.
Okay,
Act
I mean that's what I
fast.
would guess, but I didn't see any notion of it on the listing on the website.
Which is small batch production.
Yeah, because I wanted to see if they were going to mention like
Limited by
selling.
nature.
Hey, this is limited. A lot of brands like to do this is a limited edition run. Like you have to buy it now, but like nowhere on its listing or its website does it mention.
Dude, Michael throwing shade at Omega. I like that.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
Brands that do sell the limited, they don't even number 1 out of 5. That they don't even give
Like
it a
the new
number.
James Bond, the
Yeah,
new
they just said
No
limited
Time
on
to
the
Die
Or
James
the,
Bond is, by the way, not a limited edition. but they call it a special edition.
Special.
The
Yeah.
new Snoopy is like a limited run,
Yeah,
but they're not
not
numbered.
limited
There's-
edition, yeah.
No one knows like how many in total.
They said we're gonna make enough until we stop making money on it and call it
Yeah.
limited.
But yeah, so RZE, good.
RZE, good. Yeah, it's a great built watch, lightweight. You can put it on your wrist, and honestly, you kind of forget it's there. It's not a heavy presence. My only critique really is it's just I'd rather at this point just don't put a date.
Don't put a date.
Don't put a date if it's gonna be illegible.
You heard the guy that said he likes dates.
I love dates,
Don't
but
put
it
a date.
needs.
We've
but it
broken
needs-
Michael of wanting a date on a watch. He's like, forget the whole thing.
Yeah, if it's not gonna be functional, just don't include it.
So we had Justin, who spent a good bit of time with the Formex Reef. They sent us, like I said earlier, a couple bezels and like some configurations. And I actually specifically chose Formex for Justin because he already had a Formex. And his lifestyle actually matches well with what the brand wants to do. And Formex has been fantastic. I love y'all. Raphael is fucking badass. He's the CEO of Formex, and he's been in touch. We're talking and shit. Here's a little sneak preview. Formex is coming down to Austin, Texas, and we're throwing a big Formex event. So if you're listening, you're invited.
What's up?
Actually, I'm gonna invite everyone anyways. But yeah, you specifically right now at this very moment, specifically and cordially invited by me to the Formex event
It's crazy.
in April. Yeah.
Where are they going to stay if they're flying from out of town?
Oh, you know,
Random people that listen.
that's not my problem.
It's Austin. You can just pitch a tent on the street. You're good.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
So I guess I'll let Justin take over. Go ahead, bro.
All right. So yeah, I got the Formex Reef here with a white dial, which normally I never would have chosen.
Yeah, you're a black dial guy, right?
Yeah, I'm into all black everything. But I quickly fell in love with this thing. I'm not sure what the dial is actually made of, but it has like depth to it, almost like ceramic or something like that. So yeah, it kind of has like a glossy effect, and yeah, man. I mean, there's a bunch of cool features about this thing too.
It's modular, right?
Like
you're able to like
it's
swap
modular.
shit.
Like you're able to swap bezels out on it. So I was rocking the black bezel mostly, but I did swap to their
The steel.
the stainless bezel,
That's my favorite one.
which I feel would look nice if I didn't wear so much black. Like if I had like a nice white dress shirt and like went out,
Like a white
something like
t-shirt.
that,
A white T-shirt,
or just a
Switch it
white
up.
tee. Yeah, like the stainless bezel would look sick for sure.
And it's pretty, you don't need a tool to pop off the bezel, right?
No, I've just been able to do it with my fingers.
He's been showcasing this since he got this.
Or fingernails, yeah.
And the
I mean,
bracelet
it's
too is,
So-
is
super quick.
So with the ease of it being popped out, no problem. I actually have a question. Sorry, because I was curious. So how secure is it? If
I
you're
mean-
able to just pop that shit off,
yeah.
like
That's
that
my
has
first thought.
to be not super secure, yeah.
Right. I really haven't. I mean, I abuse my watches. Like I do the same thing where I put them through everything, and I wouldn't be worried about losing the bezel at all.
That's crazy.
You really have to like
Dig in there.
get your fingernail up and like pry it off. So to like lose the bezel, you'd have to like really hit it at just the right angle.
Oh,
I mean, I'm sure it could happen, but it would just, I mean, you know, when you like accidentally brush your watch up against something, you're like,
oh shit.
your like hard drops.
Yeah.
So, like, that would, like, if you hit something that hard, I'd be worried about like the crystal itself.
Not
going.
even the bezel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like at that point,
There'd be other things to worry about, right?
right.
So
like,
just as a heads up, Justin wears his watches so well. He had a Panerai whose hands popped out of the fucking watch.
What? How did that happen?
He wears
Yeah.
them for real.
Jay let me borrow a watch. I didn't even, there wasn't any, I didn't even,
No,
there was nothing
I
that
know,
even happened.
That's the funny thing.
I just looked at it.
And he was like,
this thing was like floating around.
It was scared of you.
so yeah, the Formex super secure.
Yeah, the
Hey,
bezel seems
that's
great,
crazy,
man.
bro.
And is it also the bracelet? Can you size without a tool as well?
So the bracelet has micro adjustments that you can do on the fly.
To today's
where
the
it's
micro.
underneath. There's kind of like this press tab underneath here, but it's got a good range of motion. Like you can almost get like,
Oh, that is cool.
I want to say maybe like 2 links out of that. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Dang, I'm not. RZE didn't have a micro adjust. Huh?
Yeah. It's crazy how many different types of micro adjust there are on these different microband clasps. Like everybody's got
Right.
their own engineered solution for it.
So this one's great. I do have the Formex Essence, and I wish I had the adjustment on my setup. So I'm gonna have to get like their new bracelet.
You heard that, Raf?
Now it did also come with a rubber strap, and I typically love rubber straps, but this one for some reason just did not sit well with me. And on the other model, the Essence, their rubber strap on that, I rock that all the time. But for some reason, the Reef rubber strap just did not.
What's the difference?
It has the same clasp. Difference being the Essence for one has a like their rubber setup. You would need a curved end, and I'm not sure if that plays into it. Where on the Reef, it's just kind of
Straight.
it's super blunt.
Yeah,
and
super
it just
straight.
ends right there. So I'm not sure if it's just because it's not.
Yeah,
it
it
doesn't have
doesn't
like the
taper.
curvature
Yeah.
to it. But
just pop that bracelet off like that with the.
Yeah, I was kind of
oh
surprised.
yeah, there's also.
He just pop that thing off. Yeah.
Yeah, this their stainless bracelet is amazing. I love this thing. The ease of use is outstanding on it. Just being able to quickly interchange between everything too.
Yeah.
But I mean, talking about the actual clasp on these, they also feature like a micro adjustment on the side here. That's pretty dope. It's just this little. It's just this little button
On the rubber?
on the rubber, and you can go from like here
Whoa,
to
wait, what?
to about there. So you see this little
I just
button
heard
right
a
here.
click.
Yeah, you can go from there to there.
That is nice.
What?
Okay.
So instead of like having to take it off and actually like
you gotta flip it up.
go down a notch or whatever.
I wonder, does Formex have like patents on all of this?
Y'all
I'm not
should.
sure.
Yeah, they should.
Because we're about to go to the
I feel like
office.
that's like a huge separator, but I feel like a lot of microbrands don't have this new development, new technology that they can patent. You know, like
All
this
of
is,
it's-
like super fresh.
They even have quick
Innovative.
releases on the strap itself, to where when you break this thing down,
What the
Thing's like a freaking transformer.
dude?
so like that's
Okay,
And then this
just-
is like a carbon composite, so like feel that
Yeah,
it's
and
like
that actually turns
super
into a beer
super
churner.
light.
Well, guys, just because if you're not seeing this, like you're not seeing this on video, but
Y'all need to
Justin
start filming these things.
just disassembled the fucking strap for the rubber Formex like it was a toy. But doesn't feel like a toy because it's like good quality. Yeah, the carbon on it.
That's what I love about it, though, is it's very mechanical. You know,
That is so cool.
Yeah, that's mechanical.
where you
so
can like break it down, interchange stuff.
that's
Like
insane.
you know, me being like into the auto.
Yeah. So
moto
Justin
field.
builds bikes, by the way.
I'm into it. But yeah, overall review, man, I love this thing for sure. Definitely gonna have to pick one up.
All right.
I want to say that they're around like 1800.
Holy shit.
Okay. Well.
Okay. Well, I see where all the
technology-
tech
Yeah,
makes
it's
sense
like-
now.
It makes
actually
sense now, yeah.
Yeah, 1800, and then you can like buy, you know, optional straps and bezels and all the good stuff.
I do like the design where they put that extra bit of metal on the left side of the case to balance out.
On the left
crown.
side? What are you talking about? Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Nautilus,
So it kind of
basically.
mimics the crown.
Yeah, the crown guards like not look
Crown
like
guard,
they're out
yeah.
of place.
Yeah, well done, Formex.
It's cool because you know you have your other Formex here as well, and both of them, they're just so damn cohesive.
Yeah. Oh,
Everything goes together on these watches.
I was telling y'all about the Formex. The old one has the suspension system. It's that one. You could push it down,
Yeah,
right? Look,
Wow.
look.
Holy crap, that is so
It's
wild.
actually like these screws here. There's four springs in this, so
Yeah.
one
This-
side can actually sit up a little taller
Uh-huh.
than the other side.
Isn't that
or-
crazy?
Yeah,
That's
insane.
Yeah, like as you wear it and bend your wrist, you can feel it.
So yeah, big fan of.
I might
Seems
have
like
to
we're
pick up
big
a
fan.
Formex, yeah.
Yeah, seems-
I like their field watches.
The new field watch
the
is so
titanium
cool.
ones.
Yeah, that one looks great.
Purple.
That
All the
purple
colors are
looks
amazing.
Yeah.
Purple is my shit, dude.
That purple is out there, man.
I
I
know,
love
I
it.
love it.
For sure.
Hey, Raph, if you guys want to send a couple our way,
Yeah, send
We'll
a
rock 'em.
purple model.
send the perp. I got
Like
lean
that, like
with that.
gunmetal gray one is really nice.
I'll definitely take it hiking, camping, something
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
for sure.
But-
5 long-term review models.
Yeah,
Like,
you're able to just write off.
right, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, because we want to make sure it's, I don't know what the warranty period is, probably 2, 5, 6 years. We want
What
to make
is
sure
it?
that it
I think
lasts
it's 3.
through the
3
warranty
years?
period.
Yeah, I
That's
want
a-
it to
that's a
last
true
longer
test.
than
Right.
the
Yeah.
than the 3-year period. I
Yeah,
want
we'll,
it to
we'll,
last.
we'll take upon us to try it out for like 10 plus years.
Yeah. We want to find the limit of like, you know, if we don't service it for like 10 years, will it last?
Will it
And-
still be running?
And we'll be willing to make that sacrifice.
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
y'all.
Yeah.
Actually, any brands. I'm talking about Audemars Piguet,
Yeah.
Vacheron,
Patek,
Patek.
you know.
I don't want Rolex. I don't want that. But yeah, for you micro brands like Blancpain, go ahead. Feel free. Send us some stuff. But and just to cover Justin's thing, because he runs his motorcycle business, Cat Daddy Cycles, right? You want to talk on that a little bit?
Yeah, I run Cat Daddy Cycles, small motorcycle garage in South Austin. And I mainly specialize in Harleys, but I work on Japanese models as well, Italian, like Triumph, English.
Check out Cat Daddy Cycles.
Yeah, at Cat Daddy Cycles.
I got y'all. But what I'd like to do is, again, thank the brands that are on today. Zenea, RZE, Formex, you guys have all been very kind, very pleasant.
By the way, who's their sponsor for today's episode? I don't think we've mentioned.
Actually,
I brought stickers.
yeah, so
sponsored
one of
by
our
Cat
sponsors
Daddy
is
Cycles.
Cat Daddy
Cat
Cycles.
Daddy Cycles
And,
and Archangel Hype.
Yes. And Archangel
free to
Hype,
take
they're
some.
our sponsors
Ooh,
for
I like
today.
those stickers.
It's cool.
They're quality
Um,
stickers.
Just as a heads up, so Brandon gave me a glass, by the way, that's shattered in multiple places. That's how much we need.
I was
funding.
wondering what was going on there.
Yeah.
We're poor.
We
right
are.
now.
Our
We're
plastic
drinking-
table is like barely holding
Disintegrating.
on. We have a fucking casting couch. They have to share a mic.
Yeah, and there's dog hair all over it too.
We need money. Stat.
Yeah, we'll do anything.
Brendan will do anything.
We were also
Anything.
legitimately worried about being robbed just coming in here.
Welcome to the hood, baby.
Yeah.
Welcome to the
We're
hood.
actually shutting in the hood a little bit.
I don't know if like my car is still out.
Like I told Jay, I haven't seen this many bars on windows since I moved out of Detroit. This is like, I didn't know Austin had places like this.
No, I lived 30 seconds away, and literally like the last couple months I lived at that apartment, there was I woke up at like 2 a.m, and there's just like a firefight. I just hear like pop 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 pop
Yeah.
pop pop going on.
Some guy got shot at the end of my street like
Yeah.
a year ago.
Just as a heads up. Yeah, Michael actually asked me if he could come strapped for the episode just because of the area. And I told him, yeah, I always come strapped.
That's my neighborhood security though. I don't
That's
have
how
to
you
worry.
lower the property values.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, we should do ASMR. I think
Oh, yeah. The Zenea.
the Zenea.
The
Oh,
Zenea's
mhm,
bezel.
that bezel.
Once you put
sounded
that right up
nice.
to the mic and start
Just
clicking away.
Go. Don't jackhammer it. Go slow.
No, I like it fast.
This is for Jay. This is the tantric bezel.
Yeah, you're just
It's like
caressing.
24 hours of bezel click.
Ooh,
Little gentle caresses for you, Jay.
you like that?
I like it. Well, thanks guys. Thanks for
Thanks
listening.
for listening to episode 11.
See you next time.
Yeah, see you next time. Glad we're still here.